Today wasn't really going as I had planned. At all, actually. I'd taken a train to a sleepy little village outside of Bologna, climbed a mountain only to find that the museum I wanted to visit was closed. So there I was in front of this small church on the mountainside thinking, okay, what now? I had a feeling that something else was in store, but I just didn't know what, and I could sort of sense it in the wind, so to speak. As I was walking down the mountain, I noticed this beautiful butterfly on the road, and I came by this beautiful flower as well, really mind-blowingly beautiful orange-yellow flower. It made me happy, and it made me look up. And on the other side of the mountain, there was on a different side of a mountain, there was a castle, very otherworldly fairy tale-like castle, very intriguing. As I came down the mountain, there was a river, and on the one side was the train station, so I had to decide, did I want to jump on the train back, or did I want to go explore that castle, that area? And I decided to cross the river. On the other side, I saw these men playing what looked to be an old card game of tarot. Obviously, that pulled me straight in, so I sat down, tried to become one with the tapestry, which didn't really work. I think I got a lot of curious looks as I was getting my espresso, but I just enjoyed looking at these men, watching them play an old game of Italian tarot cards. How amazing. There was a shop next to the cafe, and in the shop there was a man with a t-shirt with a big print of the flower of life, and he showed me how to get to the castle. As I got closer, I could see that it was even more amazing than I could have ever dreamed of. It was really quite marvelous. And once I was there, at the top, I was greeted by a student from Pakistan. We were the only two people speaking English, it seemed, so she gave me a private tour of this amazing castle. She explained to me that the builder of the place, the owner of the place, was a Count César Maté, who had started building the castle in the 1850s and finished the construction 50 years later. So she took me through and told me all about the labyrinth of rooms and towers and stairways and secret courtyards and the peace room. So he was a practicing Catholic, but he also paid respects and honored other world religions such as Islam and Judaism. So in his peace room, he had 3 doors representing all 3 of those world religions. This was my favorite room. He was also very interested in the 4 elements and the yin and the yang forces of nature and within us. So that was quite clearly visible in his use of white and black and red as well. He was also fascinated by sacred geometry and he was actually practicing and described as a bit of an eccentric healer who studied biology and anatomy and botany, among other subjects. And he also grew his own herbs in and around the castle. His power animal, a totem animal, or what you might call it, was a lion. There were lions everywhere. And this clock he had installed on one of the walls was driven by hydropower from the water that he had flowing through the castle at one point. Looking back on this day, I'm glad I got up and decided to cross the river. In many ways, I felt like an artist today, a painter, adding and adjusting brushstrokes of paint to the rhythm of my own adventurous imagination. And as I was sitting there in front of the church, it was as if I allowed the flow of nature to seep into my thoughts and my body. And as I got up, I knew something beautiful was waiting to unfold with me. So when we allow that, sometimes castles appear as if out of nowhere.